Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Nikita Antoine and today I'll be doing a message for the sign of Ophiuchus. As always, Ophiuchus, all of the readings, they are timeless. So when the message finds you and resonates, and it is yours at the time in which you find it. Ophiuchus, I've done your spread today with my triple stack deck. It's the Ethereal Visions Tarot, the Dreamscape Oracle, and the Luna Tarot, all blended in one and all by Matt Hughes. So you'll be seeing them in your spread. Ophiuchus, there's, well, first of all, let me go ahead and show you this little creature that I have. She's causing some distraction. Very cute ragdolly thing. Yes, so she's sitting with me now, and if you hear her, that's what it is. It's just a little baby. She's just a little baby. Okay, so Ophiuchus, let's see. All right, so there's definitely a theme that is emerging in the collective readings. It seems like there's an energy that's being characterized as the as the King of Swords. And it came up in the Capricorn reading. It's so crazy because it's like that reading was 2 weeks ago, and we're still, you know, kind of on that thread, if you will. So in that Capricorn reading, the King of Swords was showing up as someone who like wanted to, well, they wanted to win at all costs. It was that type of energy. Like they're not having fun unless they're winning. And kind of the whole lesson for that King of Swords energy was that you don't have to always win to have fun. Like you can still have fun. The game is about having fun. It's not necessarily about winning. So, and then he also showed up in the Sagittarius reading as like a selection committee, essentially, as someone that was coming in and selecting something, and then, I don't know, like basically blasting that information kind of on the world stage. And actually pulling Sagittarius up into, well, it was kind of talking about into like fame and recognition. So this King of Swords has been coming out as a very serious. It's a very serious energy. And it seems as though for you, Ophiuchus, it's showing up as something that is well, it's coming up. It's coming up, and it's standing in your path. Standing, I want to say in like on your path. I don't necessarily know if it's something that is like blocking your path, but it is an energy that you seem to be coming into meeting soon. All right. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather. So if you hear me gasping for air, it's like I'm trying to breathe. Okay, so let's see. At the bottom of the deck, this is great. This is fascinating. Okay, so we have the Queen of Swords, which is very funny because, you know, the Queen of Swords is the match. She's actually a match for the King of Swords. So for your underlining energy today, Ophiuchus, is talking about having an internal process. It's coming through as really being like in your own mind, it's trying to clear your mind. So the underlining energy for you is clearing your mind. You're in this space where you're going through an internal process in which you're clearing your mind. What I'm noticing here, though, is that, you know, we have this white raven here, and the white raven talks about a prophecy fulfillment. So while you're in a state of clearing your mind, there's some type of prophecy fulfillment that is occurring. And I'm wondering if for you, Ophiuchus, it's showing up as this King of Swords appearing on your pathway. Okay, so let's see. On the split, oh, lovely, we have the Six of Wands. It's really interesting. Oh my god, there's so many horses on. Holy shit. Okay, hang on. So underneath the Six of Wands, there's the Palomino. This is interesting. So this is the bridging energy. So in your internal realm, you're trying to clear your mind for, I don't know, I guess for something to reveal itself, right? And then you appear in the Six of Wands. So you're appearing very confident. With the Palomino, it's talking about like standing out from the crowd, especially with the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is someone who is kind of, well, they're almost they're kind of put on a pedestal. Like they've done something, they're receiving recognition for all the things that they have achieved. They're standing out from the crowd. So that's the bridging energy for you. And this is really interesting because it's like there's a lot of horse energy on the table. Your first card for the reading today is this Eight of Wands here. So now I'm seeing where you are. Okay. So there's a lot of horse energy, which talks about independence, freedom. And the horse also kind of talks to me about like going against the grain, doing something that is like not necessarily seen as it's unconventional, essentially. So you're in this horse energy. Okay. And now let's get an overall energy for Ophiuchus. So oh, there we go. Gotta go fetch it. All right, so for your overall energy, we have the Four of Cups. And this Four of Cups, this is you actually. This is so lovely. This is you. Remember how I was saying it's like you're in your internal realm and it's like you're clearing your mind, waiting for something to come in for you. It's like it's very similar to this. Oh, that's beautiful. This prophecy. You're clearing your mind, waiting for, I don't know if you're necessarily waiting for something. It's just because you are in a clear and open state, whatever this cup, whatever is being brought to you, it can take seed, it can take root in your consciousness. I want to say that whatever this is, what's interesting here is that, you're already seated on a horse. You're already it's coming through as like self-assured. You're already seated in your beingness. And then the Palomino is something else that is coming up. It's that cup. It's the prophecy, and it's coming to you, and it's like it's shining. It's standing out. So it's like because you are elevated, you have cleared your mind, you've moved into a more elevated or clearer understanding of where you are currently. It's like this horse can now be seen. There's something about that. It's now going to be seen. Okay. So, we're starting the reading off with this Eight of Wands. Oh, this is great. So, oh my God. Hang on. That's what I'm saying. It's like this Eight of Wands is coming to you. It's like a message, some type of message that is approaching you. I often see this particular Eight of Wands as kind of like a heads up. Like, heads up, pay attention. There's something coming your way. And what's coming your way seems to be, it seems to be something that has to do with, it's very interesting. It's like transitioning. It's talking about like a transmutation between the wands into the swords energy. There's something there, like a transition from the wand into the sword. For Sagittarius, it was showing up as this. Okay, hang on. I'm jumping all over the place. So in Sagittarius, it was showing up as this King of Swords was kind of planting ideas all around Sagittarius. And it's like all of a sudden they could see it, right? And then when they could see all of these ideas, they were taking those ideas and then creating from them, right? So for you, it's showing up as like all of these creations. It's almost the reverse. It's like all of these creations are coming to you, and then from those creations, you are like, it seems like ideas are being formed from those creations. Okay, so you are sitting here. You're sitting here on your path. We have you presented here in the path. And you know, you're on path. You're doing all of the things that you're meant to be doing. You know, you're also kind of, well, what I'm seeing right now is that you might be in a state of leisure, like a state of rest, planning out maybe perhaps your next moves. Like what are you going to, what corners are you going to turn next down? Like where exactly are you heading? Where are you heading? Like, what do you want to experience in your life? And it's like, as you're in this state of relaxation, clearing your mind, perhaps maybe going into a meditation to find, you know, like inspiration, if you will, to find inspiration as to where you're going to be heading, what you're going to be doing next, what's next for your life. It's like all of a sudden this energy comes swooping in to your space. And the way that it comes in, it seems like it's really abrupt. It feels incredibly abrupt. It's like it's all of a sudden there's this horse here, and it's almost like you've kind of laid out like a plan. You have some sort of design, something that you're creating, right? And all of a sudden this horse comes through and is like trampling over. It's like they're trampling over your design. And it's like you can see here how the energy of this horse is making its way into your space. So you might have like originally been working hard on figuring out what you're going to do next, trying to find a way. Okay, so because this prophecy here is on your shoulder, it's like, you know, it's almost like you know the end game, you know the end result, you know what it looks like, at the end of it all, right? You know what the destination looks like, but it's getting there. It's getting to that to that prophecy fulfillment. That's kind of like it's kind of like the struggle, I feel like, for you. Well, it's not actually a struggle. You're doing very good. You are on path. Like, you are taking all of the necessary steps to get to that prophecy fulfillment. But there's a sense of like making sure that you have the right idea. You have the right idea. Do you have the right idea? And there's a lot of questioning that's going into that. You know, so instead of focusing on, you know, you are in the Six of Wands, but instead of focusing on, it's coming through as like the ideas, the external ideas and opinions perhaps of others, you're choosing to go more internally. So it's like checking in with yourself. You're checking in with yourself to make sure that you have the right ideas. Like the right things are coming to you. And whatever this path moving forward is. And it's like when you do that, when you go internal and you start to check in with yourself, it's like this energy of this message just comes blasting at you. And I feel as though it's coming from outside of you. You know, you're wanting to retain more of an internal focus, and it seems like whatever this is coming, it's coming outside of you. You know, see, because it's like in here, this is you, and this cup is coming. This is interesting. I don't know if you can see this. It's really, really subtle. But, you know, here's you on your, it's almost like you went into meditation, you've cleared your mind, you got up from the tree. There's a tree in the background here. And you're trying to like, okay, so there's a transition. There's something happening here. There's a message that's come to you and has like, okay, so in your internal search, something has come up and it has inspired you to make a plan, right? And as you're making that plan, it's like there's more coming. There's more information that's coming your way. And when it does come your way, it's trampling over kind of like what you have already established for yourself. And then it's like there's so much going on right now. It's like it trampled over you, and then but then there's also this King of Swords that's standing on the pathway, maybe a little bit ahead. Hang on, I'm feeling into this because it seems as though they are, I mean, it's like this King of Swords is putting a stop. The King of Swords is putting a stop to all of these messages. There's something about that is something about this King of Swords putting a stop to all of these messages. Because you see how all these messages are coming into you and they're spilling over and they're kind of trampling over the plan, whatever that you've created for yourself. And then what happens here is that, yes, because he's got this raven on his shoulder, the messages are received. It's like, okay, I hear you loud and clear. Now you can put a stop to it. it's almost as if this King of Swords is putting a stop to. This is interesting. It's like, okay, so what I'm seeing here is that it's like you just happen to be in the pathway, right? In the pathway of this message going towards the King of Swords, and it's like it's crossing your pathway and landing to them. So that's what this is. It's like this message is actually for the King of Swords. It's not necessarily for you, but it does seem to be influencing your path forward. It's like this King of Swords is pulling in all of these messages. They're pulling in a bunch of information from some type of creative endeavor. And what they're doing is they're taking the energy of that creation and transitioning it. See, because he's got all the message that's coming from this Eight of Wands, from this horse, and then he's moving into the Seven of Swords, which is talking about kind of like a it's coming through as like a strategic element where you're taking the message and shifting it into this air energy back into an idea. So it's the very roundabout way of saying, like, if you are a creative and you're gathering inspiration, you're gathering inspiration for your creative ideas, and then you're transitioning that inspiration into an actual idea of whatever this new way forward is. So there's something about that. It's like I can't really tell if the King of Swords is a part of you. It seems as though perhaps maybe this King of Swords energy for you is playing out as, it's coming through as like a sifting. That's what it was coming through in the Sagittarius reading. It's like a sifting through all the messages so that you can find that one thing. But in your case, it's coming through as like taking all of the messages and then using that energy to create something new. Because look at, this is really cool. Because you see this path? It's, okay, what's coming here is almost like this process for you is putting you on like an adjacent pathway. It's coming through almost like a parallel. It's an adjacent path. So perhaps all of this, it's like it's moving you, but sideways. It's moving you it's causing you to shift. So this message here, like when this horse comes in and you're standing there, right? When this message comes in, it's like in order for you to not get trampled over, it's like you have to step back. And so when you step back and you pull all of your ideas back, it puts you on an adjacent pathway. Which, so there's something about that King of Swords that it's like he's standing at the not the crossroads, but because he's pictured here in the center this. So it's like he's standing at the beginning of that adjacent pathway. Which is coming through as putting a stop to the messages. It's weird. It's like putting a stop to the messages, but then also taking all of the messages and using them for ideas. I don't know. This reading is all over the place. If any of this resonated for you, Ophiuchus, I will be pulling some more cards, and you'll see the link for that in the description box. Okay. See ya.